Hey, good to see you again.
Hi.
Good to see you again. So it's the end of the summer.
Yes.
And
finally.
Yeah,
Kind
finally.
of for me, yeah.
Yeah,
24/7 with the kids.
The summer? What? Oh, 24/7 with the kids.
Which is great, but it's very tiring from parents.
Yeah. So did you go
Yes.
to this dialogue?
Yes,
in
I
the dark?
did. I did. It
Yeah.
was our main summer event with the kids.
Did they like it?
They did. My older son, who's 13, really enjoyed it because he's never experienced anything like it. But my younger son, he freaked out because I mean
Really?
I think we've mentioned this before, but you know it's pitch black. You can't.
Right.
Your eyes don't get used to the darkness because
It's not the kind of darkness you've experienced, right?
Yes, exactly. It's like no matter how like long, you open your eyes and you try to get used to it, but it's just
You never get used to it.
you never get used to it.
Yeah.
So he freaked out from the very beginning, and he was like holding on to me really tightly, and he would like wrap my arms around him. Yeah.
Don't go away.
Yeah, and we had the sticks to like
the
guide
cane,
us.
yeah.
But it's like he was holding on to me, so I was like holding on
So
to
you
both
were
our
the stick for
canes.
him.
Exactly. So I mean, it was. But towards the middle and then end, he started to get used to it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was. I think it was definitely a memorable experience for my younger son. My older son really enjoyed it.
Afterwards, did your younger son? How did he reflect the experience?
So
was he scared
There was
till the end?
there was a questionnaire at the end that they make you fill out, and he actually wrote, "I want to see what the rooms look like in the light."
Yeah.
So I mean, I think he was really interested in it. It like woke up a side of him that he never had. So it definitely sounded like he wasn't like I don't ever want to go back again. So
Okay,
he wasn't
that's good.
against it. But he definitely. I mean, I thought he would be traumatized from it, and he won't be able to go to the bathroom at night and stuff like that. But I think it was okay. Like at the end,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
were you able to enjoy the games as well?
Yes. So we shouldn't reveal too much because people who haven't
right.
gone. But there was a lot of games that we did. I think that was a good icebreaker for my son
Okay.
to get used to the darkness. Well,
Yeah,
not really used to it, but. And gradually he was able to let go of me. But then, of course, in the middle, he'd be like, "Where are you? Where are you?" He'd be like trying to come find me. But the games were a lot of fun, like the tags.
So I guess in pitch darkness, I felt that the human voice was really reassuring and very had warmth. But I guess for him, it was the touch, the sense.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
The temperature.
And for my older son, I think he realized that, because my older son's quite shy, so he realized that it's important to speak up and let your voice out, and so
Yeah.
I'm hoping he
So
was
you had
able
the
to-
leader, and you were conversing with the leader
yeah.
throughout the time, right?
Exactly, yeah.
That's great.
So yeah, so that was like our main event of the summer, because right now we're not able to go anywhere.
Right.
So it was like, we all had masks on, and there was the one guide, and it was just us four. Usually it's a bigger group, so yeah, it was just us four. Like it was the three of us, and my sister actually came with us.
Okay.
So it was the four of us.
So you have experienced it once before, right? And was it a big change?
So it was such a long time ago, I don't really remember.
Okay.
But I just
No drinking time, right?
Yeah, there was no
This time.
drinking, but there was there was no drinking, but there was like the letter in Braille, and a lot of that stuff I think was the same. And then the smell of tatami, like you could just really feel it, and it brings you back to like the countryside of
childhood
Japan,
days.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm just
grandparents' house.
yeah. So I wonder how it would be in other countries, because obviously they don't have the tatami room. It would be
Right,
more local
They
tradition.
would have their own version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah. So that was exciting.
Uh-huh.
But and they want to go back to dialogue. Wait, what is it? The dialogue and
In
the silence?
silence,
Or no, silence.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to do as
Yeah.
well.
So that's another one that they want to go to. So maybe the next break we have, we'll
Great,
go to that
great
one.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Only memory of the summer. Yeah. So
Yeah, I guess it's difficult to go to like swimming pools or usually you'd have the fireworks
yes.
festivals and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, everything's been canceled. So yeah, even this week they're supposed to go back to school just one day to check if everyone's okay. That was canceled too, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
So we'll see how it is from next week. I'm not even sure if school will start. But anyways, what about you? Like end of the summer, was it really like a summer break for you, or did you have a lot of work? Or?
No, but one new experience for me was participating in a summer school by Cambridge, the University of Cambridge. They had this school of what do you call paleography?
Okay.
No, paleo something. Paleontology or paleography. I think it's paleography.
Okay.
And so they had the school of paleography. And then they were doing a research of Edo period Japanese literature. And there were stories during that time, and it's difficult to read even because the letters are different. They don't have enough kanji. It's all like hiragana, and so it's very difficult to read. But they were reading certain stories, and they wanted to make me to make rakugo story based on those stories. So I made 2 new stories, and so it was like a collaboration with the summer school. But the stories are very, very concise and short, the original versions. So you have to spread the stories when you make them into 15-minute, 18-minute rakugo stories. But that was the process that most classical rakugo stories were formed. They had the base story in the old literature, like jokes, joke books and stuff. And those were like 3 sentences or 5 lines. And then they'd spread it into, add many characters, add many gags, and then spread the stories, extend the stories into a longer story. And so I made some new stories based on the way that classical rakugo stories were formed. And that was the first time for me. So it was a good experience. All my original stories were made on my own, modern stories. Old style, new stories. First time for me.
So did you actually use the stories that they read?
Yeah.
And you expanded that,
Yeah.
and you added stuff, and then you told
Right.
a rakugo story?
Right.
That must be kind of not scary, but like as a rakugoka, you're like being examined. I mean, you're being really like researched, and you're like you're being compared to something. Like, wasn't that? How was that? Like, was
was
that
scary.
different compared
because
to like a normal?
the professor.
And there's a professor. You're not the professor. There's a professor. Like
There's the professor in charge of the summer school.
Okay.
And she
I'd be so nervous.
had so much passion into this story called Chikusai. The story's name was Chikusai, and the main character is a quack doctor, like a fake doctor.
Okay.
In
This
Japanese,
isn't originally a
it's
rakugo story.
It's not rakugo.
Okay.
But it's a comical, humorous story about a quack doctor called Chikusai, and she had so much love into that story, and so the expectation was very high from the beginning. No. It's scary. I mean, yeah, but I did it on Zoom, and so I couldn't. While I was performing on the screen, I had the audience's faces, but of course
really
I can't.
Small,
I couldn't,
because everybody's
I couldn't look at it. I was just. But then I could see them like going like this.
Oh, okay.
So
Good
I
reaction.
could see the reactions, in the bottom part of my eyes. So it was good.
Oh, okay. And do they give you feedback about like what they thought, or that's just their part? They don't really report to you?
They did. We had a workshop after the show, so about an hour, a lot of questions and and feedback, a lot of feedback. But Professor Professor Moretti was the person in charge. She was so enthusiastic.
So not Japanese. They're all foreigners?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Wow. So that's surprising, right?
That must have been a good lesson for you too, to realize hear everybody's opinions and stuff like that. Is it a story you're going to add to your list, or?
Yes, I think I will. I will add them to my repertoire. They were quite good.
well, I'm sure it was. If you can, the students must have given you good reaction.
Yeah. Their reactions were.
Will you ever do it
Yeah, maybe.
Here?
Yeah. I will. I don't think I have introduced Quack Doctor story here.
Never.
Yeah. So it's a new genre, and it's quite entertaining.
I mean, what was that even something common? Like those fake doctors, Quack Doctor or whatever?
Well, apparently this Chikusai character was a very, very popular character during the Edo period.
Okay.
And there were many sequels of this original Chikusai
okay.
character story
Okay.
by other people. So it was like, yeah, a long extent for 200 years maybe. He was very, very popular. But no one really knows now about Chikusai.
Never heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, so that was a big part of my summer. Aside from that, I've been
Anything exciting?
yeah, into this kickboard, electric
Kickboard.
kickboard. You know those kickboards that on the street they have, and you can rent them, and then you can.
I've seen it overseas. I've never seen it in Japan.
Yeah,
they have
they're
that?
spreading that in Japan now, and so you can ride on it, and then you can return it wherever the stop is near your house. And so I got on it, and it was a electric kickboard. So you just have to start it in the beginning. You kick it, and then there's a button here, and if you press it, then it goes like.
So it's like an engine. So you need a driver's license to control
yeah,
it. Okay, it's not like one of those rental bicycles where you don't need any.
No, you need a
You need
license.
Okay.
But just that, and it goes up to 15 kilo
Kilometers?
per hour. So it's fairly slow. So you feel safe, you know. And basically, I got on it once, and then it was so fun. So I told my wife about it, and she got interested, and so we rode on it at night, where the street is empty.
One per person, or can you ride it together? Oh, okay.
No, one per person. And it was probably the funnest thing that we have experienced in a couple of years.
In a couple of years, not just there during the summer. In a couple of years, really.
In a couple of years.
That's
so we
good.
did that 3 days, 3 nights in a
Consecutively.
row, just riding, and very late at night, so no cars. Yeah,
That's cool. That's good.
yeah.
That's fun.
it's fun.
I don't have.
You should try it.
I don't have a
We-
Japanese driver's license. I
Oh.
only have an American one. So
Okay.
I can't do.
Wait. So you've been extending that license, the American license, driver's license?
Every time I used to go, well, like the last year I haven't
Okay.
gone, this year I haven't gone, but every time I went back to New York, I would renew my license.
Can't you make it into an international
I probably
license?
can,
and
but
then-
I'm not like, you have to take the test in Japan and
Yeah.
stuff, and I can't read and understand all that stuff that's written, so I don't want to study for it. So
I see.
yeah, but my husband's just like, don't drive in Japan. He's just too scared. He'd be too worried because
Yeah.
I'm not very coordinated. So
Okay. Yeah, I can understand it. I got my license in America as well.
Oh, okay.
And then I changed it into Japanese one, and I flunked the test twice.
Right? It's probably
Yeah.
harder in Japan.
It's hard.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the roads are smaller and just like all the rules. I mean,
And you go to driving school in Japan for like 3 months, and they teach you a lot, right? In the U.S., I mean,
So
your friend, you practice with your friend basically. If he's been driving for 3 years, he can be your advisor or something. And so I drove with my friend once before the exam.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I passed it. I flunked it twice in America as well. So,
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
not a
it's so
very
different,
driver.
right?
Yeah.
That's why.
But you just, the basic test is just go around the block. And that was about it.
I remember. That's why I took it in the States, and I was planning to change my license to a Japanese one, but that never happened. And then I just ended up being okay without a car, so I'm fine. Yeah.
If you have the electric kickboard, oh yeah, okay, you can't get on that.
Yeah, but that makes me want to get a license just so I
Just
can
for
do
that,
that because
yeah.
I know driving probably would be too scary for me. But that would be something I want to do.
That is so fun.
Yeah. But you know what? I haven't actually seen any in my neighborhood, so I probably won't be able to return it right away. I'd have to return it to like a different,
Very far away.
far away place.
And then get on the subway to go back
There
to
would be
your
no
house.
point. So a lot of the red bikes, like the city bikes, or I'm not sure what it's called, but the bikes, there's a lot of ports in my area too. It's increased probably because of the Olympics, but so that's become convenient. It's become normal.
Spreading. The stops are increasing day by day.
Which is convenient. It makes sense.
Yeah. That was the experience for the summer. Did you have anything else?
That's basically it. I did have like a mini rakugo experience.
What?
I mean, no, I went to like a restaurant.
Yeah.
It was like everyone had their own rooms, and it was like the irori type, which is like so it's like
you have the.
It's like a fireplace that's like in the ground.
And sand
around it. I think it's a very Japanese thing because in the
Robatayaki.
States. So then you just put sticks with fish and meat near the fireplace, and then we all like surround it. So that was just like, it was in Takao-san. It was like quite far, but we made a reservation, and we were like a little bit nervous because the COVID. But everyone has their own rooms. And the person that carries it just carries it in the beginning, and then they don't come back at all. So there's no interaction with anyone. So I would actually recommend it to a lot of people.
But you stick the fish.
Yeah, so you stick the fish in, and then you stick the meat in. Actually, the stick is already prepared for you.
Okay.
So all you have to do is when you want to eat it, you stick it in the sand and you wait for it to cook, and then that was like I went, and it was a very old feeling, traditional Japan. So I was like, seems like a scenery that I could imagine in a rakugo story. So that was my mini rakugo experience during the summer.
Nice. I'm glad that you recall the word rakugo during your summer.
Yeah,
that was
during my private time.
New. Yeah.
I was like, but then it like erased. That was it.
Next time I'm thinking of introducing a story called Jugemu.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably the most famous story. But it's a story about a long name.
Yeah.
But the meanings of each name, you probably don't know, or you probably don't remember. So I'll introduce.
Yes, I'm excited. I remember it being a very fun story, and even like a lot of elementary kids even know that, because they have to memorize it. Yeah.
It's in the textbooks.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Okay. So I'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. So have a nice rest of the summer, and see you again.